Hey everyone, it's Nicholas Wilton at Art to Life. I'm in Chico, California. I'm up here at a really good friend of mine's house. Been building a tiny house with my daughter. I've actually mentioned it a couple times on this vlog. The thing about a tiny house is that it's on wheels and you can live in it, but you can tow it places, which is kind of great. It's like a trailer, but it's really deluxe. It's looking amazing, and we're choosing all the colors, and we're putting the doors in and the windows. So we're up here for about 3 or 4 days, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. They had a ton of snow, and there's a whole bunch of trees that fell down everywhere because they got this unusual rain and with this crazy amount of snow and all the weight and all these tree branches broke. So it's really different actually. And anyway, we're up here, and the thing about these sprints, 3 or 4 days, is we take time off and we plan it really well. And we, this time we wanted to put the roof on, and we got this metal roof, and we wanted to get these doors in, and uh, and then you come up and you try and do it, and then, but what happens is that you forget something or there's something unexpected happens, and you have to go to the hardware store, and the hardware store is an hour away, and so you don't want to have that happen, but it invariably does happen. And then so so today was one of those days where we tried to do the roof and we didn't have the right tool. It turns out there's a certain tool you need for this metal, and we didn't have that. So, you don't stop and go to the store. You go to the next thing. It's like, oh, well, we'll just oh, okay, forget it. We'll take the ladders down, take the scaffolding down. We'll do the doors. So we start working on the doors, and then the doors need a certain thing which we don't have. Then it's like, oh my God, okay, we'll do the trim. And this is just what the whole day was like this. And the trim is a tricky thing because it's all about color. And I've got all my paint, and we're choosing the colors. The siding's this really beautiful dark gray color, and what color the trim's going to be, and it's really fun. But it turns out I forgot cadmium red light, and I can't make all the colors I want to make without that color, and so super frustrating. And my friend doesn't have that color, and no one around here is a painter, and it's just. And so at the end of the day, not even the end of the day, like halfway through, you're like, okay, forget it. Or let's go hike. Let's go look at the river. Let's just like do something else. And this is just so how things go when you're trying to do something, when you're putting effort into something, and it's so like art making, and actually the ability, I think, to learn how to do this and to be okay with what happens even though you're trying to make something else happen, is learned through the process of art making. I kind of think this is what art making is is this is this trial and error. You don't know what the thing is you're going to make in your art. Generally, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know always how to do it, and then it changes, and then you don't like it, and then you get stuck, and then you stop, and then you pick up something else. It's easier in a way with art because you can just pick up something else. It's this idea of working in a whole bunch of things. There's always something to move to, so to kind of keep your energy going. And so anyway, I just thought it was such a interesting, you know, reminder of what happens when you're trying to make something. And that is just the nature of creativity. And this tiny house has had so many twists and turns and so many challenges because we're not following a plan. It is something that's created. It's a one of a kind thing. And but that is the fortunate part and the unfortunate part, and it's where all the really cool stories come from, all the things that we improvised or we forgot, and we had a different thing and we changed that and that worked. It's like all the things you couldn't expect to do that ended up happening is what makes it really great. It's what makes the journey frustrating but really great. So um anyway, so I just thought I would share this idea with you. I'm curious as to how you stop yourself from just derailing, because that's the possibility. You just get so frustrated that you just want to stop. and you don't want to stop. You want to kind of keep rolling, and there's ways of doing this. So I'm sure you guys have ways that you keep your momentum going, and I'd love you guys to comment on that and hear about how you do that. Um, this week on the podcast, I have an amazing conversation. It's part two of this conversation with Noah Woods, who's a really good friend, an amazing artist, writer, incredible teacher, and I should say a gifted storyteller. I mean, his stories are exactly what I'm talking about. They come out of trying to become an artist. We've both had such embarrassing moments, so many hilarious moments. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. And anyway, he shares some of these. They're phenomenal. So, so funny. So come and check that out this Wednesday. I'd love to have you here and listen and meet Noah. And if you haven't heard last week's episode, go have a listen before you listen to part two. I haven't ever done a part two of a podcast, but Noah has such an amazing story. I couldn't resist. So anyway, I hope your Sunday's going great, and I'll see you in the studio. Okay, thanks a lot. Hey everyone, if you found this helpful, I have a whole lot more to teach, share, and inspire you with every single week. So join the Art to Life YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Okay, let's do this. Awesome.